Tim, Wednesday night, by the way.
Here we are.
By the way, I missed you yesterday. Happy birthday. Yesterday was Sky, right? And Connor was a few days earlier. So
yeah.
Seymour kids are getting older, man. That's just crazy.
They're getting older. It means I'm getting older, and birthdays have never been celebrated harder than they are in COVID-19.
Good.
It's a good time to be a kid and have a birthday.
That's fantastic.
They deserve it.
So one of the things I was thinking of, so the big news today is Apple reached the $2 trillion mark. Now, a lot of people, myself probably included, who knew back in the day thought $1 trillion was insurmountable. Now here we are at 2. So I was thinking about like sports records that are never going to be broken. Okay, sports records that will never be broken.
What do you got?
And there's one guy in baseball that has 2 records that won't be broken. And I don't want to make you guess, so I'll tell you. Cy Young won 511 games. I'm telling you right now, that's not going to be broken. I mean, that's a given.
No way, man. I mean, the way these guys can't get out of the 5th inning these days. That's right, Al Leiter. I'm just kidding. Here we go again.
I mean, if you win 25 games, 20 years in a row, you're still short. Anyway.
I know. Yeah.
But he lost.
What else you got?
He lost 315 games. That's never going to happen either. So 511 and 315 for his career. Cy Young, 2 records that won't be broken. Apple at $2 trillion. So I ask you, if that's going to be broken, who's going to break it?
Well, the next $2 trillion company not named Microsoft and not named Amazon, I think is how you have to look at this. Mm-hmm. And I think it's, Facebook's around 750 million-ish market cap. Google's, I think, around 1.2 trillion. I mean, nothing to sneeze at there. So well on their way. But I'm going to go with Alibaba.
Wow.
And I'm going Baba for a couple of reasons. One, look, think about their addressable market. It dwarfs Amazon. And if you think about the core businesses that they have that are also, similar in terms of how Amazon has also derived an enormous amount of its market cap value. It's through AWS, right? Well, Ali Cloud, I think is unbelievably cheap relative to again, its place and its market positioning. I think Alipay is another one of these dynamics that also is where these guys are competing. I think their core e-commerce business continues to trade at a major discount to Amazon. And I think there's, some of this is trade war. Some of this is people at times have been concerned. I think, Jack Ma is no longer running the company, but I think in kind of his final years, he did his best to open up transparency into this company and try to pave the road. I'm long the stock. So, I definitely have an expectation, but this is a global player and the size of their marketplace, which is not just China, but certainly if you look at some of their core shopping and online, exposure, it's across Asia, and they continue to dominate. And Alibaba is going to report, I think, tomorrow. And it's a $750 billion company right now, which has struggled. And I mean struggled. Let me say that again. It's gone nowhere really until this last move in 2 or 3 years. So to me, I think there's a pent up story here, and it will be volatile on earnings.
Yeah. And so I think that was, I didn't think you were going to go there, but having thought about it a little bit over the last 30 seconds, I think you're probably spot on. It's got a long way to go, but you know what? That's one that's probably going to get there. So here you go. Another question for you, since you brought up Ali. Ali Sheedy or Ali McGraw?
Wow. Ali McGraw. It's not even close. I mean, with all due respect to Ms. Sheedy, I never really got it. I mean, her best work was War Games. And, all the stuff after that, I mean, whereas Miss McGraw, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, that's, that to me was everything that was kind of really alluring about, call it the 60s and 70s. So nice would you rather. How about you?
No, I'm going to go Ali Sheedy just because I'll take the other side of that. And you forget that she was in Bad Boys with Sean Penn, which she played the role of the girlfriend, if you remember.
Great flick, yeah.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's actually a really dark movie, some prison stuff that goes on, but
Sean Penn's done a lot of dark. He's done a lot of dark stuff. How about At Close Range? That one where with Christopher Walken? I mean, that is a sick movie, man. If you want to be really depressed and possibly need some trip to the psychologist, that's one of them. Let me get back into the sports records, because I think there's two that and I don't have the numbers as eloquently as you rattled off those Cy Young numbers. But Wayne Gretzky's all-time points leadership in the NHL, as far as I'm concerned, he's around 2,850, and I think he's about 1,000 over Jaromir Jagr. When Gretzky played, those Oiler teams, I mean, those were cartoonish numbers that those guys were putting up, and the physicality of the NHL today. I just don't think anybody comes close. And then how about Wilt averaging 50 a game? I mean that's ridiculous. And again, I don't think anybody does that.
Think about averaging 50 a game.
50.
I mean, you have an off
50.
night and go for 38, which means you got to get 62 the next night just to average it out. It's a ridiculous number. I mean, Wilt was. You're right about that. Nobody's averaging 50 a game in CYO, let alone the NBA. So I'm with you.
Well, look, we're averaging about 10 minutes a segment here, and we're at that end. So I'm going to see you tomorrow, my man.
Right on. I'll talk to you later.
Bye,
Ali MacGraw.